Hello and good day. Today we're doing the face-off between two Germans. Here I have a rather lovely J.A Henckels, the Freedor, inox, stainless, no stain, whatever way you want to look at it. It is the 472. Which I believe is exactly the same as the 72, but it was initially meant for, I believe anyway, the Japanese market. I bought it at NOS, but from Japan, and it definitely weren't NOS, but nevertheless, I liked it. So I didn't want to send it all the way back. Yeah, it's one of my favourite brands actually, the Henckels. I really do like it. I've got a 17 pattern, so like the smaller version of the 14. It's a dream to shave with, that is. It's lovely. I'm yet to get a 14, it's on my list, but I'm not going to be paying massive money. The last video I did you won't be seeing because it was a massive fail. About 3/4 of the way in, my lady come home from being at work, long drive as well, got stuck in the traffic, daughter went wild, shouting, screaming, running, and my lady needed a wee, which you could clearly hear on the recording, so I think we'll just bin that one and start again. And my second razor, this is one of my favourite razors. This was the second razor I ever got to what I'd call shave ready condition, you know, and I'll describe shave ready in my opinion as it shaves my hair very well with my equipment. Because it's quite an objective thing really, shave ready. It really does annoy me, and I think I said before in one of my other videos, I bought so many, well not so many, about 3 or 4 razors off of eBay, and I can genuinely only say that one of them was really shave ready. And the ones that felt rough, by the time I got a magnifier, they were rough. Like, you know, they had toothy bits, and yeah, and I did strop them all, you know, I was good at stropping by then. This is Grath and Plumcher. A Wiener Soligen. Again, pronunciation is not my thing. It says finest silver steel, forged and real hollow ground in Germany, and I can confirm that it's got the German hollow ground, which means there's a slightly thicker bit all the way along. I'll have to put more study into that, maybe do a little video or something. And the reason why it's one of my best razors is not because it was the second one that I got shave ready, it is because when you get it into a position of being a very good shaver, it is very, very good. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the finest silver steel was Swedish steel, and they just didn't put it on there because they didn't want to. The old Germans, you see, they like self-promotion, just as every other country back then, to be fair. I'm not knocking. The old sandalwood soap, again, getting towards the dregs. I'm actually excited to start using another one now. I've come to terms that this one's ending. I'll find another one, that's alright. Again, you just don't want to pay over the odds for these things, do you? Because what does it mean? Nothing really. Decent soap's decent soap. Seems to have got like a bit thicker towards the end, if that makes any sense to anybody else. Has anybody else experienced that towards the end there? Like, because it stayed quite what I'd call fluid, wet, I don't know, but it seems to be sort of almost drying out a little bit towards the end. I don't mean the puck, I mean after I've got it into my shaving brush and everything. I'm going to use the BLK today, the old Silvertex. The Grath is just off the stones, not a few laps, but you know, enough laps on the, oh excuse me, stretch. Yeah, a few laps on the old strop, and we'll give it a whirl. Hopefully I've got a nice edge back on it. It looks like I have, but you never know until you shave. All these people that, you know, use the magnifying glass and think it's the be all and end all of metal sort of, like, I really do think it's nonsense. I basically use the magnifying glass. It's not magnifying glass, it's an electronic one. To check my edge basically, and when I say my edge, I make sure it's an invisible edge, because from there you then refine the edge. At least that's what I do. I seem to be getting good shade. Good old exfoliate, out the shower like normal. Right, let's try this old Grath. Some make I don't really see much on the old Flea Bay and various other places. So I'd like to hear if anybody else thinks they're cracking razors, because it's definitely one of the best I've used. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know how many I've got shave ready, but it can be definitely classed as what I'd say a smooth razor. It's got a nice sound, plucking your hairs off. Tip is good. Yeah, it's just a lovely razor. Really good steel. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to shave with, if you know what I mean. Lovely. Right. Let's try the old Henckels. They're both basically exactly the same width as well, these two. They're both sort of 21, 20 and a half maybe. Oops, sorry. 21, 21 and a half. No, sorry, 20, 20 and a half. It's a lot louder, that one. Yeah, some people say it's a bit harder to hone the old stainless and that, but these Friadors, I don't really think it's the case. Took a big chunk out of that one. Overgrown a bit, me. killer point when I first got this. It didn't come shave ready, but it still had a killer point, but I muted it. I always mute them. I don't know how much you concentrate, you always end up catching something, if you know what I mean, with the old square tips. I definitely prefer the square tips because they get in the places the round tip don't, and aesthetically I prefer the old square tips, but I'm not anti round tip though at all. if the razor, oh god, that's not what you should be doing with your razor. It's alright. Sliding off the lid. Does feel like that Henckels could possibly get a little bit sharper, so before I shave with it the next go around I might give it another look. Oh, I forgot to say as well, this the Grath is the first time I've put a Thuringen German stone edge on it. Isha. Again, just bad pronunciations, but yeah, it's the first time because I've got a little stone, so I thought I'd give it a whirl. So I used it after my 12,000 Shapton. It's a nice edge. It didn't dull the 12,000 at all on the magnifying, so I can only assume that you know, it weren't going backwards, if you know what I mean. But you have to try these things because you don't know. You see, a lot of people says you can use them after like that's 12,000 kind of thing. Bit of honesty, you don't know, do you, till you try it? Yeah, I was surprised that this was still shaving relatively well with all the little micro nicks that you had on it. And when I say micro nicks, I mean ones you can't feel with your finger or your nail at all. Just under a microscope, proper micro nicks. Just looked a bit toothy. Oh, wobbly chin, mate. I actually seen my dad the other day. All I've got to look forward to with my wobbly chin is it gets more wobbly. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, it's not juddery at all or anything like that. Going against the grain, you get that sometimes. Like, it don't actually have to mean that the blade's a bit dull. It can just mean it don't really suit your skin type, your hair type, you know, all of the above really. It don't automatically mean it's going dull, might even be the metal slightly. Yeah, as I thought, just a little touch up, I think. Don't know, see, it's really close. Don't know. I'll give it a look anyway, whatever. I must say, it is mainly when I start hitting my chin region, which is my problem area. Like everybody's got their areas, but mine, it's kind of like where my double chin joins my. Nah, see, I'll take it back. It is a good edge. It is, because it's just around this area, which is my problem area basically. Nice. No real nicks, I don't think. Don't even think I've got any weepers. Like, people sometimes think that weepers are a sign of that your edge is a bit off or whatever, but I just don't think that's the case. I think it's just sometimes it grabs and pulls in air basically. Right, so who's the winner out of those two in my totally unscientific test? I think I will give it to I'm going to give it to the Grath, just because I'm a bit biased. Even though I really do like the Henckels. I'm not sure whether I prefer the stainless, but I always take the stainless when I'm travelling. Purely because it's like, you know, I just don't have to worry about it as much. Like, obviously you've got to dry it properly and care for it just as you would a normal way, but you can be a little bit, you know, if you go away for a few days or a few weeks or whatever, you know it's going to come back in an okay condition, even if you went abroad where it was really humid or anything. Do you know what I mean? It survived without too much problems, without too much thought, and that's why I wanted one. And I actually got two, because it weren't on eBay or anything, it was on a proper auction site. But long and short of it, I bid on two, thinking I weren't going to win one, and I won both, which is sometimes the way, innit? So I might sell one of them, and if I did sell one, it'd probably be the Japanese one. Sorry, for the Japanese market. For no reason, other than I don't really care for the worked spine and all that jazz. Not that I don't like them, just it don't really float my boat. It's like some people go crazy, don't they, for the old gold wash and everything, and that. It's like, to me, that's just something that's going to eventually come off through wear and tear. so it's not something I really kind of want. And you know, well, like I've said before, I'm not a collector per se. I love them. I like looking at them, but it's like what do I say? If you buy something that's precious, yeah, and it won't break by dropping it on the floor. Drop it on the floor, put a dent in it, and then you're done. Then you can let go of any of your, oh, I don't want to scratch it. Seriously, because I find that can really hold you back in life. That mentality. Everything's going to get scratched eventually, innit? How well you look after it, because I am somebody that looks after my stuff like really, really well. But it don't matter how much you look after stuff, it's always going to get scratched. So sometimes it's best to just scratch it, and then you can get rid of the trauma of it being scratched. Does that make sense? I don't know. It does to me. Freeze your mind up. Right, I'm going to dry them properly. Strop. Definitely going to go and find some tallow, man. I want to give that a go. Keep forgetting. And that's it. I wish you all a good day. Hope it's a fine one. If you're seeing this in the morning, if you're not, tough. See you later. Toodaloo.